Dude, these forks are unreal.
Yeah?
Holy crap. It's the 3.0 spheres now.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You first time on them?
First time with the right setup. So I rode them with Cody and then one other day.
Yeah.
And they were good. But it turns out, like, I thought I had checked both the inner bladders, you know. I thought I set them both at 28 or 29 PSI with the 1.8 bar. But I checked them again today because I was doing some other stuff to the bike. And one of them was at 40 something bar.
Really?
So I dropped them both down to 25.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Holy crap. That is, that's good. And that's stock, you know, like that's just dropped in.
Oh, yeah?
No valving.
Wow.
Just, yeah. Put them in the tubes.
What's with your little kiddie brake?
Yeah, like that?
It's
my little, I know, it's my little baby brake.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is tiny.
It's tiny. I love it. Yeah, I got the same with the clutch.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fancy.
Yeah, they're super cool because, like, they're the same. The nice thing is they're the same shape as the stock one. Mm-hmm. So they're not real fat like the Midwest one, you know? Mm-hmm. It's the same shape. It's just short, and it's got a nice little hook on it so you can keep your finger on it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with the front brake, you don't need a bunch of power because it's a good brake, right? And then that one, it's got the R Enduro, the assist, so I can run a shorty over there, and it's still super light. Mm. So, yeah, no, they're super cool.
Feeling my back already, but I gotta just, you know.
Dude, I've been doing this new thing every morning, foundation training. Dude.
You've lost weight.
I've lost a ton of weight, and my back is 100% better. Zach told me about it, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool, and I didn't really think much of it, and then who else did I heard about it from someone else, and then someone mentioned it on the Cody Webb's, on his platform, the training platform. I'm like, screw it. So I just got the YouTube free, because you can buy into it and whatever. I got the YouTube free thing, dude. It's 12 minutes, will ruin your life, but it fixes your back.
Really?
Dude, it's so hard. Like, you're just standing there in these poses and, like, doing little movements, and it's like, you're sweating, breathing hard. You're like, what the hell? And by the end of it, like, it hurts. Yeah. You're done. I've done it 3 days in a row. I did it last week a little bit, then we went to Montana with my dad, and I lost him to whatever, hanging out with him. I've done this 3 days this week. Game changer.
Nice.
And
yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, it's free. I'll send you the link. It's like, and like I said, they've got a whole huge thing, but it's so good, dude, for the back.
Driving, drinking beer, and not working out.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and this, like, seriously, I get up every morning, I do it, and then some mornings I go to the gym for the rest of my workout. Other mornings I just, come to work.
Yeah. No, I gotta get, I was just driving up here, I'm like, fuck, I just feel fat and out of shape right now, so.
front end of this bike is, I don't know, man. Like that's, like I said, that's stock.
My stabilizer's making a noise if you hear it.
Oh, nice. I guess one of the big things about this version is that it's got a bigger piston,
Yeah.
so it can flow more oil.
Yeah.
And then it's got a two-stage valving, like not normal two-stage valving like we do with like crossover shims. It's got two separate ports. It's got like a big port for the normal, you know, compression, and then a high-speed port.
Oh, that's all right.
You go first. I'll let you go first. Is good, like really good. This is a 19 TX300 TBT suspension valving. I think it's got a KTM carburetor, and it is good.
Your bike feels weird.
It's your bike feels great, but the brake is terrible.
The back brake?
No, the front.
Oh yeah.
That's bad. I think those are amazing. I think these take the bigger hits a little bit better.
Yeah, I'd like to try them and some big hits.
Yeah.
I mean, these feel good in the roots, but those are supple.
Yeah. Super. And this is an MX valving.
Yeah.
So like it's a straight up like racy valving, but like.
Oh, you could ride that in tree roots all day.
Dude, it feels so good. Like.
Yeah. There's so many corners I ever shot.
I know.
I couldn't, like your brake, I couldn't reach, your back brake goes so far.
Oh.
And I couldn't use it.
Yeah.
And then your front brake's got not very good feel.
Really?
To me.
You don't like it? I like it. Too soft, too...
It feels really stiff.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like it, like that stiffness, because for me, that way I don't have to pull it real hard.
Yeah. That bike just feels twice as big as this.
Yeah, it does. It feels big.
Yeah. Any TBI bike I've gotten on, just especially KTM, just feels really big.
Yeah. This tank doesn't help, but
Yeah.
but in general, they feel bigger. I mean, I've obviously gotten used to it.
Yeah, I just feel like I can just corner way better on this. I think.
There's a couple times though I hit like a little bit bigger rock hard, and I could feel it like. I was like, I mean, it's still fine. It went straight. It was good, but like.
Yeah, but you had these same forks on your 18.
Yeah.
But I think you had heavier springs.
Yeah, I have heavier springs in mine.
So if I went heavier spring, but I want to put my air fork back on. I just haven't fixed it. It's leaking, and I haven't fixed it.
Oh shit! I got no rear brake. What did he do? Well, that's why. brake? What happened? I can't. That is so annoying. I can't. I ain't riding like that. All right, I can come back. Well, that's gonna make this a little slower, but whatever. We'll still have fun. We'll practice our front brake work. What did you do to my brake? My rear brake is gone. There's nothing.
I didn't do anything to it.
It was working perfectly when I got off this bike. Like, it was perfect.
That's why I was running over.
I know, and then I get on it, like, we take off, and I'm like, well, there's no rear brake.
Well, that's what I was saying, you, but it sucks.
Yeah, well, it didn't suck before you got on it. Like, it was... What did you do? I was dragging the brake around, all kinds of stuff, like... Yeah, no, there's no rear brake.
Did you fix it?
No.
Oh.
I can't. I tried bleeding it. It's messed up.
It didn't work from right when I got on it. That's why it was overshooting.
That's impossible. It was.
That's why I was missing corners.
Like,
I'm like, this is
what did
great
you?
setup.
What did you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
I mean, you got your little baby front brake.
I love my front brake. I know my baby front brake is good. No, it works good. I just have to slow down. I can't, you know.
Well, then you go ahead.
Okay. All right. Uncle Pilot Plateau, no rear brake. So yeah, the KYBs, the new KTM WPs, Showas, they all have the compression valve is up here in the inside the cartridge. And when the wheel comes up, it's pushing fluid through a mid valve and then also pushing it through that compression stack that's at the top. And there's a spring, like on most bikes, there's a spring that holds everything kind of closed. Mm-hmm. And you know, you got to overcome that spring to really use that.
It's that top of my air forks like that, right?
Yeah, same idea. Yeah. But so yeah, exact same thing. So like, so it's got to overcome that spring. With this, it's a bladder instead of a spring, so it's super tunable. right? Because like when we valve like the 6500 kits, we put a lighter, it's called an ICS, internal compression spring. We put a lighter one of those in to let the wheel move really, real nice and smooth, instead of the stock one that comes in it. Well, this, you can just change it with an air needle, you put a needle in and you set it to what you want. So you can change it for different riding styles. Like, it's funny because with it at, what are 40 something pounds, which is way hard. I mean, I don't think anybody had ever even run that, even MX guys, but it was holding that fork up to like I don't know, I was probably missing almost a third of the travel. And so now that I got it right, I still, whatever, I thought I checked them both, I must not have, but now that I got that right, now everything's moving like it's supposed to move, and I'm impressed. I like it. Like, I'm super happy with the front of this bike right now. Super happy. Not.
You can drop those into your fork.
Oh yeah.
How much are they?
$1,500. Yeah, that's full boat. We could talk about that. You got to buy springs for it.
Right.
If you got air forks, so I mean these are my air forks.
Yep.
So, like used to be. You got to put, like, the kit comes with you got to take the lugs off the fork and put this adapter in so it works. But. It's super weird not having a rear brake. I feel like I'm Jeff Scott, like when his dad used to just take his rear brake off his bike.
Good training for you.
Yep, exactly. Had to go do motos, no rear brake. You go ahead, I'll follow. Gonna have to take it easy. Trying to follow the bibs with no rear brake is probably a dangerous proposition. Dude, that downhill rocky stuff is the hardest with no rear brake, and so twisty. Like, you don't think about it when everything's working, but when it's not, like back there, I'm like going so slow around those turns.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too, because I barely used my front brake all the way through there.
Yeah.
Used my back brake all the way. So yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, it's it's good. It's, like I said, it's good practice. I had a couple like charging a turn. I'm like, oh crap, that's right. I crammed the front brake on it, started sliding like I was gonna crash, and I like, eased up on it and leaned really hard and got around it. So probably good for me. Just leave it.
Because Caleb Russell or something would go faster with no brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No brakes and no tires. Yeah. Just take the tire off the rim. Yeehaw. Hopefully this needs new fluid. The fluid that was coming out when I was pumping it was gross. So I'm sure it was just on the verge and in your manly bib's leg. I don't know, it was working great. Right before the...
Well, you probably broke it on the ATV trail.
I didn't break it on the ATV. That's what I was thinking. Is like, did bibs hit some rock when you went off the trail? Like, but I checked the rotor. The rotor's not bent. I was like, probably the rotor's bent, but not the case. I don't know. Like I said, the fluid looks pretty gross, so it's probably just time. All right, guys, we are back at the shop. We're gonna figure out what happened to this rear brake. I actually like this when this kind of stuff happens on a ride because I get to bring you back and show you my diagnostic process. Anyway, what we're gonna do to fix it because I gotta ride this thing because I love it, and yeah, I gotta get that thing fixed. So, as you saw, it was working perfectly for me. I had no problems. I gave the bike to the bibs. It immediately quit working. I got it back, confirmed that it wasn't working. You saw me try to fix it, try to bleed it real quick. That didn't happen. So, yeah, here we go. I got to start by, I've got this tall reservoir on here, and that kind of sucks because this is in the way, so I got to take the frame guard off. So we're going to get that off, and yes, it's dirty. I don't want to mess with it right now. I will wash it later. But I will blow off the areas near there so no dirt goes into the system. So anyway, yeah, let's get that frame guard off. We'll go get our syringe so we can get it onto the back caliper, and we're just going to try bleeding it first and see if we can't get some pressure built up. If not, it might be a master cylinder rebuild, and I don't know if I have one, but we'll go see. Anyway, here we go. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do is take my S3 brake springy thing off. Also, guys, I just noticed, like, while we're out there on the trail, this gets super dirty in here, so we're going to have to make sure I take this apart and clean it every now and then just to keep that dirt from trying to work its way up into the systems. Thing I honestly just didn't even think about because I thought it was pretty well sealed. It's not as sealed as you think. Alright. Got everything we need. We gotta, since I've got that extender on here, you gotta hold it while you undo the top cap, because otherwise the whole thing tries to come free. And yeah, I'm sure I should be using some other wrench. I don't know what size it is, and these pliers wrenches from Nipex are seriously so freaking good because they squeeze like parallel. They're amazing. And flat jaws, they're basically a wrench. As expected, that's real low because I tried bleeding quite a bit out. Because the fluid that came out of here last night was pretty gross, I'm gonna go nuts on the bleed. I'm gonna bleed as much through as I possibly can, and hopefully we're gonna, get some pressure built up. I don't know, but and hopefully we can get this thing working just like this. If we can't, like I said, it might be that the master gave up the ghost. More air. One of the reasons I also took this little brake spring off is that you want this to open all the way up and be able to feel it, right? So that there's some play before it touches, because if you don't, if you have a little bit of pressure on there and just push it up a little bit, I've seen it where they just won't bleed until you get that taken care of. So feels like maybe there's some pressure coming. Yeah. We might be okay without a rebuild. We'll see. I'm gonna move a bunch of fluid through this thing. It's really feeling really good now. And it's coming out nice and clean. Guys, I'm stoked. Stoked. We're gonna have a good rear brake again. This will be the last round. It's looking pretty darn clear through the glass. Check this out. That's how much fluid we move through there. And see how nice and clean it is right there? Super stoked. Really happy about that. I'm sure it hasn't been terribly long since I bled the brakes because I had that problem with that race last season, and I kind of fought that for a little bit afterwards, cleaning things and making sure I had good fluid and adjusting things. So I don't know. Anyway, it's probably been too long, but there we go. Super happy about that, guys. Now I'm going to clean this thing really well, and reinstall, and then we'll finish it. We'll wrap up this video, talk about how this bike worked, how those forks were, and all that good stuff during that ride. All right, guys, we got it all back and going. Everything's good to go. Got my little S3 brake springy thing on there. Guys, by the way, of all the modifications that have been done to this motorcycle, which is like staggering to see how far from stock this thing actually is, I think that might be my absolute favorite. Between that and it'd be, I'm gonna make a video about it, but the top three would be the S3 brake thingy, the TSP head and tune with the ERM, and then suspension. So, but I'm telling you, for the bang for the buck, hands down, it's the S3. So anyway, let's talk just a little bit about the forks. As you heard, I had the inner bladder way off on one of them, which is crazy because I swear I checked them, but I guess I didn't. I guess I checked one because one was right, the other one was wrong. And then I lowered them both actually a couple PSI from like 28 to 25, so 3 PSI. And holy crap, did they work well. They worked okay before, but they weren't using the whole travel. Now they're using the travel that I want. You can see we're right there. I could probably back off the compression just a little bit more, get that down just a little bit more to make me happy about that, but it's pretty freaking good. The bike works great. It's funny, you know, Bibbs rode it and he didn't like the way my bike was set up. It all had to do with that rear brake, which wasn't working. So I'll have to get him back on it with the rear brake working and see what he thinks. But the forks are amazing. Like, that is stock Sphere 3.0s, man. I'm blown away. I cannot wait to race this thing. It's just a few weeks away now. We're going to be racing again, and I can't wait to race this thing with these forks and this whole setup. I'm probably going to try to get the shock off and serviced here before that race if I can. Got a lot of things going on. But yeah, super happy, guys. Great ride, no dust. It was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, consider subscribing if you have not. Like this video if you did. And yeah, tell someone else about the channel. I'm trying to grow this thing huge, try to spread that gospel two wheels. I love you guys. Have a great day.